What you see here behind me is an app called Glance. Now, this is not an app that is available in the United States as of currently, but and actually, it's not really an app at all. It really works more like an overlay on top of Android, and it's a service that has come bundled with more Indian and just overseas manufacturers. A lot of Indian and Chinese manufacturers are using or including Glance in their operating systems as a way to sort of deliver content before you get to what you're trying to get to on your smartphone. And so the reason this is coming up in our news here in the US is because there were some rumblings. Again, very slow news week, but there were some rumblings via TechCrunch that Glance is looking to expand its lock screen platform into the US. Now, the way TechCrunch reported it, they said that now Glance is a mobile ad company, and they've apparently been in talks, according to a source familiar with the matter, with US wireless carriers that it plans to launch several smartphones as soon as next month. Of course, you might be wondering, is this something that would affect me as an Android user? Because we're not really talking about iPhones here. At least I don't think we are, especially since Glance is already included on a couple of Android devices overseas, as I mentioned, including Samsung's budget line of devices. So I know this sort of got me thinking, what is that going to mean for the folks here in the US who are using these like sub $500, these really cheap, sometimes free phones that you get for signing up with a carrier or with an MVNO? It spells trouble to us because it feels like this is another thing that we're going to have to contend with. Maybe it's not going to come from Glance, maybe it'll come from some other company, but if this becomes normalized in the US, let's say amongst budget devices, it's this idea that content doesn't just exist after I consent to removing the lock. It's that content is going to constantly be blaring at you even when you're not ready to interact with it.
It's
And
like,
that's
yeah, exactly. If you're driving, if you're, dealing with your kid, or I don't want to
Mhm.
be distracted, and I especially don't want to like pay for the privilege of having a billboard in my pocket. I always find those like ad supported Kindle or ad supported while I'm talking about it,
Mhm.
Paramount Plus plan to be a little sketch. It's like if you're going to put ads on the thing, I kind of don't want to pay for it. I especially don't want it to be a physical object that I can hold in my hand. I guess, the idea of offloading cost with ads can make these devices more accessible for certain members of the market, but at
Sure.
the same time, it isn't creating a comparable experience.